I've got nothing to show you today. Hello, welcome to my channel where I talk about male dolls or BL or AKB48 or anything that I like to collect. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Today I just sat down and I kept on thinking, like, what do I do today? I don't have anything to talk about, like nothing at all. That plus it's incredibly hot here in Australia. I don't know if you can see my face looks really dark, really black, not black but like tan, because I walk to work every day, and we've been having the temperature has been between 38 and 43 degrees every day, and I've been burned by the sun a lot. Also, it's extremely hot right now. uh, I'm sweating. My face, my hair, everything's like like shiny because it's all sweat. I sweat from everywhere in my body. I never sweated like this in my life, or at least that I can remember. But I'm sweating everywhere, everywhere. Like, no, like I'm drenched in water when I get to work. Um. So anyway, so that got my creativity, I guess, or like um the things that I want, like thanks to the temperature of the weather right now, I feel like doing absolutely nothing. So I sat down, I forced myself to make this video. Also because I don't have um, anything. I don't have any boy dolls. So this is specifically a male dolls channel. But because they're boy dolls, and the reason why I opened this channel was because I love male dolls, and they don't have compared to female dolls. They don't get releases, and they get released like once every 4 months or every 3 months. And right now we're at the beginning of February, and there is not a single boy doll out, not yet, not a single new one. And I don't have enough money to buy the old ones that I don't have that I want to add to my collection. Like the Barbie movie Ken, the $200 one, the one with the fur coat. I want to buy him, but I have no money. It's too expensive. I also want to buy uh, the extra Ken, extra Barbie Ken, but he's also like $70 Australian. It's so expensive. I don't have the money. Also, the Mermaid Ken, the first one for Mermtopia or Utopia or Fairytopia, I think it was called. He's $60 to $50. I have no money to buy him. Uh, and there's like a couple of other dolls that I want to get, but they're too expensive, so I'm not gonna buy them. They're too expensive. I have no money, and I'm going to Japan next month, and I have to save all the money, the little money that I have to save it so I can go to Japan and use it properly. And yeah, so for the next 4 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks, I don't remember how many. I don't know. I'm not good at math. For the next 4 or 5 weeks, I'll just have to do a random video about whatever because I don't have any dolls, any new dolls or anything, and I can buy anything. So today I thought to myself, okay, like I was thinking all day, like, what do I do? And now it's like, what time is it? Now is 7 p.m. Now it's 7 p.m. And then I've been thinking all day, like, what do I do? What do I do? So I thought, okay, today I'm gonna tell you about my story with Pia Yaoi. Because I never talk about it. Also it's something that I like to collect and I like to watch, and it's something like I really really love. I never actually like talk to you like how did I get into BL? Did you get into BL? So the story is this is how it goes. Okay, so I came to Australia. Like actually, like if you go way 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 back, um, you remember Pokemon? So I was a little child, right? And Pokemon came on, and there was this episode about Pokemon and his friend. He made a friend that looks exactly like him. If I find a picture, I'm gonna put a picture here right now, but like right there, you can see it, right? I don't know if it's not if I couldn't find the video. I don't know. Remember if I don't remember the name or whatever, it's probably there's nothing. But anyway, so there was this episode of Pokemon where he finds a friend that looks exactly like him, but like different, and then he has his own Pikachu, but his Pikachu has a different name, and then all he keeps nicknames to all of his Pokemons. Yeah, and I remember seeing them and thinking like, is that a girl? Cause like they are a little too friendly, if you know what I mean, right? And then I found it really cute that they were together, and I was like a little child as well. And I thought to myself, oh, they're really cute together. Like, are they like dating? Like, I hope they're dating. But then we never saw him again. So, but yeah, that was my first ship, I guess, ship. Um, and I always thought like I always was confused, like because back then also when I was living in Peru, and Peru is a very country where you don't really talk about these things, and it was also back then. So like I thought like, oh, maybe he's a girl, maybe it's not a boy, he's a girl. Um, but at the end, and now I know he's a girl, he's a boy. I mean, but yeah, so that happened. That was probably my first experience with it, and then after that, it was also Karkaptor Sakura, of course, Karkaptor Sakura. Um, we got the heavily edited version, but they have a lot of, because it's Karkaptor Sakura. Karkaptor Sakura is a very uh, gay coded anime for kids. No, it's not even for kids. It's like, but kids watch it. Like it was advertised for kids in South America, and the I remember thinking that, although I didn't think anything much of Shaoran liking Yukito, because I thought it was like, oh yeah, it's cute, it's a cute friendship, you know, just kids. Maybe he likes like a brother or something. But I remember thinking like him and Toya were like a little too close, and I didn't, and I was thinking like, well, there is something about them, but I don't know what it is. I don't know why are they're like such, they're such good friends, you know. and it wasn't until later on that I found out that, oh, they are like a fated pair, like from Clamp. They're like meant to be together in any universe. They're like soulmates. So that's that's why I have, I don't know, it's probably on the other side. I have a Yukito and Toya plushie. Um, but yeah, they're like my proper first real BL couple that I really stand when I was a child. No, yeah, and then I go. That's how practically how it started. But that was before I knew what BL was. You know, like I didn't know what BL was. I just saw like BL, and then stuff happened, and then there is a whole family stuff, and then I'll make a video about my family drama later, some other time. Maybe between now and the time I go to Tokyo, I'll make a video of my family drama and explain a lot of things that happened in my life, just to talk, because it's interesting. When I talk to people about it, it's interesting, but I don't know. Anyway, so between then and the time that I moved to Australia, a few things happened in family. So I moved to Australia, and I moved with my father and his partner and my little brother, and then I started high school here in Australia, and the first year was just learning English, but the second year was going to normal school, and there's when I submerged myself with, like, I started hanging out with people from the community, you will say. But back then they weren't gay, they were bi, because that's how everyone starts, at least back then. So my best friend from high school, she was lesbian, and it wasn't until another friend came into the picture from the same country that she was also a lesbian. But she said she was a lesbian. She wasn't a lesbian, she was bi, but now she's like pure lesbian. Anyway, so then my other friend came in, when we became friends, and they were talking about this thing called, they were like really, really hardcore anime fans. And then because of that, I got into anime as well. Because they would watch anime and then we talk about anime. So, and my group of friends in my school, they were mostly Asian people. So only me and two more people were South American. And pretty much for like a big time of that, my high school time, only me and one more person spoke Spanish. And then later on, another person came and spoke Spanish. But most of them were all Asian from different countries in Asia, and because they're all mostly Asians, and they're mostly, yes, focused on anime, especially the Filipino people, and there were more Filipinos than Chinese people. So and Filipino people are more closer to Spanish people, South American people. So we became friends like instantly. So then they like anime, so I got into anime, and I was watching like What did I watch? I watched The Angel, um, Love Hina, Negima, and stuff like that. That was like my first like proper anime. I used to watch anime before, because the Digimon was my religion and still is my religion. um, but I didn't know that anime was anime. I used to think that anime was just cartoons. But then when I started learning about like what anime is, like your mind like explodes because you think like, oh, so Inuyasha was an anime, or like Yu Yu Hakusho was an anime, or Pokemon was an anime, Digimon was an anime. You didn't know these things were animes, but now you know they were anime. You used to think they were cartoons, but now you know what it is. Like, but nowadays like kids watch anime knowing they're anime. But I used to watch anime thinking they were cartoons, but didn't know they were anime. But if you go to Japan and you call them anime, to them anime is anime and cartoons are anime. But in outside of Japan, there's cartoons and there's anime, and I thought like everything was cartoons, and it wasn't until I came here that I knew that these cartoons weren't cartoons; they were anime. So then when I got into anime, and that's when I actually I purposely went out to seek anime. And yeah, that's when I watched The Angel and I watched Love Hina and I read Negima. Negima was hilarious and stuff like that. And then my friends were talking about some series called Strawberry Panic. Strawberry Panic, and I was like, oh, really, Strawberry Panic? Oh yeah, and they were like giggling, like they don't want to say it aloud because you don't really like say it aloud like it's back then. You didn't say it aloud that you watch gay stuff or you were gay yourself, until you're like comfortable. So, but then like we get more comfortable with each other, and they started talking about like, oh, so this is Yuri. Yuri is this lesbian anime, so anime between girls. And I start thinking, I was like, okay, fine. I'm gonna read it because I'm gonna like talk with my friends about it, right? Because it's Yuri, so it's and this is my like first proper anime LGBT experience for me at least. Like proper like full on like this is what it is. Not like Sakura that is like hinted, but it's not like 100% what it is. So I watched Strawberry Panic and like, oh, this is nice, it's cool. And then I watched Yumi Tabashi Tatara something Tabibito, something like that. And then I watched what did I watch? I watched that. There was something else I watched. I don't remember. But I watched that. I think, oh, that's cool. So I told them, oh, I wanna read some. I wanna read some Yuris. Do you have any like recommendations or stuff? And then how did it happen? Something like that. Something like that happened. Uh, I don't remember. It was so long ago. Anyway, but I did ask them like I wanna read some manga. Like, do you have any Yuri recommendation? Because I wanna get into it, and they gave me like a few recommendations. I don't remember what it was because I'll tell you why I don't remember what it was because when I went online and I looked out for Yuri, then I thought to myself, oh, like so, like what's Yuri like? This is Yuri. So like I wonder if they have like a gay version of this. So like I searched it and Yuri, and next to Yuri is Yaoi, and Yaoi is the gay version of it. So I told myself, okay, fine, let's read one, and then I read this Yaoi by this author. Who is the author? The author was the same one as this author. Oop. This author, the same one. Kota what? Yoneso Nekota. That's the author. And it was one of her first mangas from a long time ago. And I look, okay, light. I look really dark. Anyway, so it was one of her first mangas, and I read that and I really liked it. And then I started reading one over and over, like different ones, and then I saw myself like, okay, so this is Yuri and this is Yaoi, and I think I prefer reading Yaoi because with this I identify more like with Yaoi stuff than I identify with Yuri stuff, because I'm a boy, so like any struggles that they come with or anything boyish they have with, I'm more identify with this more because I'm a male myself than identify with this than Yuri because they're females and I don't have like any experience like how they feel or whatever. So I scrapped that and I submerged myself mostly in yaoi stuff. And then one day I went back to my country and I went to this place called El Hueco, where they sell DVDs and stuff that is not really like like whisper. So I went with my mom, and my mom, we went to a shop that they sell anime DVDs, and we told them, okay, so I don't know what to buy, so just give me whatever is new and whatever combination you have, just give me all of them, and yeah, and then I'll see them all. So she just gave me like whatever, like a bunch of stuff. And when I got home, I just looked at one by one, and then I saw something, something that caught my attention, which was I don't know if I still have it, but let me check if I have it. I'll come back in a second. Okay, I looked it up and I still have it. I forgot I still had it because it's hidden somewhere. So I was looking at the DVDs that she gave me, and one of them was this DVD, exactly this DVD. It was the Junjo Romantica Season 1 DVD. And I remember, it's obviously fake. And I remember seeing it and seeing like the back, it's in Spanish, it's all in Spanish. And seeing the back and thinking like, oh, this is kind of like fruity. But I didn't think much of it, so I just left it. I didn't watch anything. I also got, she also gave me a DVD of Okane ga Nai. If you know what anime that is, Okane ga Nai. She gave me the DVD with the OVA, and I was like, what, 15, 16? I saw that and I'm like, you know. So anyway, some people know that anime, and I don't. The anime is really bad, and the manga is still ongoing, but it's been ongoing since then, and I'm like 30 now. And also like it's been in hiatus for like 3 years. So I don't think I'm ever gonna see the final thing of it. Anyway, so I saw this, and then I came back to Australia and I started reading, and then I remember how this, so I watched it and I really like it. And then I read the manga, and I actually have all the mangas up to volume 16, which is the only one that they have available in Australia. And I also bought the what's called the art book. So I also have that. And also, like, when I got the DVDs, I also got the Loveless and Tsukisho. Tsukisho. Kiyamonoka, I can read it. Anyway, I don't want to share it. So I got this one as well. But this one is the main one, because it's this one. And then my friends told me about Loveless, and I thought like I should watch Loveless because I still had it. And then I searched online and I found this, and I already had it, so I watched it as well. But when I got like a bunch of DVDs, I first watched the ones that people tell you to watch, like I don't remember, like Naruto, stuff like that. I don't even like Naruto. Anyway, so I watched it and I read it and I read all of these and I loved it. And then she came out with what is it? Oh wait, no, that's not the wrong one. This is not Yu Hakusho. This is not Junjo Romantica. This is Junjo Romantica. Junjo Romantica is this one. I only have 2 volumes, and then they got cancelled, like scrapped, like discontinued. And then I read Sekeiichi Hatsukoi, the world's greatest first love, and that's like up to number 16. The problem with this is that he is being close to falling in love. He's had 5 days to fall in love for the last 5 years. So I don't know when I'll be able to. I don't know if I'm gonna. I don't know if I'm gonna see the final of this manga by the time I'm dead. And this one has like 20 plus volumes, and it's still ongoing. And there's still nothing, like no signal, no hint that it's gonna finish or anything. So I don't know what's gonna happen with this or this. Someday it's gonna finish. I don't know when that's gonna happen. But this is like my main popular stuff, and that's how I started with Yaoi. And then that was my first main Yaoi stuff. And then I went on, and I read like Manga Folks, when you used to have Manga Folks. I literally read every single complete Yaoi manga that was in there, like every single one. And then I finished every single one. And I went by popularity. So I went from the most popular to the least popular, and I actually did read like the very, very bottom ones as well. So I went all of that, and I will update it every day, and then after that I will finish reading the Yaoi tag. Not the Yaoi tag, I mean the Shonen Ai tag, which is like, it's Yaoi, but it's like Yaoi without the sex. So and that was like my awakening of like yaoi, like what the thing is. And then that's when I learned about like I learned a lot of stuff from from yaoi. um and then like that's I could say that that's how I open myself to the community as well. And that's how now I literally I'm gonna be honest, I do not identify as gay, because I don't think, because I also do like girls a lot, but I think the guys are more easier to deal with, and I'm way more comfortable with guys than girls, and I think with girls. But it doesn't mean that I don't like girls. I like girls as well. But that's the only reason why I don't identify as gay. Is that I just identify myself as someone who is very open with myself. So I'm happy with like, as long as I'm happy at the end, I don't care who I'm with. That's who I am, how I think for myself. Um, and that's like I'm reading like all this yaoi and all this stuff. That's how I open my mind to all of this stuff. And not just that, I also open like many. Like a yaoi has a lot of different. Like, not every yaoi story is the same. That you have Yori, Yoru to Asa no Uta. Also like has like a very heavy dark tones to it. And you have what else you have? You have Classmates. Classmates is very sweet, very very nice, one of the best. Every single manga has like a different story, and it has like different struggles. And thanks to reading into all those different struggles and stuff like that, I open myself to like also like what this is, how to handle this, like don't be scared of this, or like how to talk to someone about this if this happens. That's why I don't mind things like dark stuff happening in manga. And that's why I disagree also with people who do not want to see dark stuff in manga, because those things happen. just because just because they're like they talk about it in the manga, they talk about it and you feel like uncomfortable with it, doesn't mean like every single manga should not talk about it, because these things happen. And if you just erase these things from happening, then you're never gonna have anyone to know how to like deal with it, like, because these things happen. These things, they're not like, these things happen, I don't know how to explain it, but these things do happen. Like one that was really really dark. I'll bring it back. Okay, so I found it. Like this one deals with like really really dark stuff, like sexual abuse. uh, they deals with parental abuse, like mental health, escaping, or like self-harm, like a lot of stuff. This is a really really sweet story. I forgot the name. What's the name? It's in Japanese. I don't have any English stuff. I think it's called Koi no Manaka. Koi no Manaka, is that right? Koi no Manaka. Tell me if I'm wrong. But yeah, this is like, the story is really sweet. This is one of my favorite stories, but it deals with a lot of really dark stuff between their families, and that's how they join together, and that's how they fall in love. And then the whole journey that they had because of all those struggles that they had between each other as underage kids with their families, everything that's happening. That's what makes the story at the end, the final stuff at the end, really really like heartwarming and sweet. And if you erase those things, like these things, they're not like fictional, they're not fictional. They added it here in a fiction book, but those things do happen, they're not fictional. They're not inventing it and they're like forcing them to do it, like, like these things do happen in real life. So if you're like a little uncomfortable, don't read it. But just don't read it. Don't tell people not to talk, not to like erase it and cancel it. It's like these things happen, and thanks to things like that, it's like and I know these things happen. This is probably and a ways of probably talking about it to other people who are dealing with it, or people, or how to like how do you call it, how to differentiate, not how to realize that someone is going through all this stuff, and everything links. So like mentally, I'm aware of this stuff, and I know you find out that some things happen to you like with that, like that. You just don't realize it because people don't talk about it. It's not something you talk about, or friends go through this because you realize it from just reading stuff like this. Um, but they don't talk about it because they're scared or whatever. So that's why I'm like, anyway. So I'll stop there because otherwise it's getting too long, and this is it's just a rant of me because I don't mind it. So anyway, so all that so that's how I got into the community, and now I'm open to anyone. I'm 31 this year, and I'm still never in my life dated anyone. Um, I had a lot of guys ask me to date them, but I have this very mentality that I do not want to date anyone who I don't like. Like they will like me a lot, and I'll be like, "Thank you, but no," because I don't want to force. I don't want to date someone who I don't like. Uh, Giving myself the mentality that I'm gonna date them because so that I can like them someday, because that someday is never gonna happen. you know, I don't wanna force myself to like somebody just because they like me and I feel bad. That'll be really bad. I feel really bad for that person for not liking them. My genuine like is not genuine because I don't like this person. I'm just forcing myself to like them. So I always say no whenever they ask me out. And that's also why I have never dated in my life. um, but my word, anyway, so yes, why I'm open for everyone. So yeah. And then after that, I used to watch anime, and obviously I was talking about the Yu Yu Hakusho and the Yu Hakusho, I mean, Romantica and Loveless and this one. And I also talk about, also Loveless is still ongoing until now. And the last thing I read about Loveless was that I have two things in here, Kakato Sakura and Loveless. The last thing I read about Loveless was that because he was the bro, he was the fighter for his brother first, and the brother died. But the last thing I read, spoilers alert, by the way, the last thing I read about this was that his brother was actually not dead. He was still alive, and he was using him and something like that. And that was literally the very last thing I read. But it's still ongoing, and it's been on for years. I don't think it's gonna end because it's been in hiatus for a long time as well. Anyway, so coming back. So I read that, and then what was the first BL thing that I watched? The first BL thing that I watched was probably my early memories of it is like scrambled. So they just like put them all together. The first early things that I remember watching was Soto's series Love of Siam. What's it called? Addicted and Eternal Summer. Some Asian one. The thing is Taiwanese, Chinese maybe. Eternal Summer that I watched a really long time ago. And they're good. They're good, guys. Anyway, so now I just made it my whole personality, I guess, because now I only collect the yaoi that I really like, and I collect the series and stuff like that. And also, there's something I want to say about this as well. Why do people keep on calling out woman for liking yaoi? Why? What's wrong about it? What's so wrong about a woman liking yaoi? What's wrong about it? So if a girl likes BL, this pretty much BL was mainly made for women, and made by women, but like a lot of gay men do like it, and also I like it. I like it a lot because that's the only like thing that I can compare myself to. Like, cause back when I was in high school, the only thing open in the media for the gay community was stuff like Letters to Bobby or Milk or Queer as Folk or what else? Anyway, those stuff that did the main focus on those series was either sex, clubbing, drugs, and alcohol. That's the only thing that they talk about in all these movies. Like when I was younger, and I always wanted to look for something that was more like me. That something like didn't portray me as this lad who drinks a lot and fucks around and gets high all the time and then kills himself and stuff like that. I didn't want to anything like no matter how many I look for something, they all talk about that thing and nothing good about nothing like sweet or cute about gay relationships. It was only about tragedy, and that was like Queer as Folk. The first thing that I watched like religiously was Queer as Folk, and that was by accident because it was like they used to show it like at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in SBS, the channel in here in Australia, SBS, because like it's very open to like cultural stuff and like and different countries and stuff like that. So that's the only place that they showed uh, queer as folk. So at night, and I was like at night really late. I was like flipping the channels, and then I saw like two men kissing, so I stopped obviously, and then I watched it, and it was like quite a good show. So I didn't know the time, I didn't know the days they were showing it, so I just every day at night I would like turn it on, and I would like I used to have that my stepmom doesn't believe in TVs, so we got a donation TV, and that's the only TV that was in the house. It was in my room, and it was this box of TV that when you turn it on, like the whole house shaked. You know what I mean? Because it was a really old TV. So every night I like try to be quiet about it, turning it on, and look for it. And anyway, but the thing is, like that show was really good, and I really liked it. And that was one of the first shows that I like properly watched, like about gay stuff. I think that's probably the first one that I watched. It was religiously just gay stuff. Uh, and I was like, what? I was 16, like around 16, 15, 16, early 16. Um, so yeah, but that show talks about like drugs and the community and and hooking up and drinking and hate speech and all the stuff, which is like good for that. But I don't want to I don't want to represent myself like that. I am not any of those. I did not identify myself back then. I did not identify myself to any of those characters. If anything, I tried to be more like any of those characters because I thought that was what mean gay meant, like being out with guys meant to be. You know, like I thought like if you wanted to be gay, you had to be this. And that's the only reason why later on I had my times. But like that was like the thing, you know, and that's the only thing that you can really like, at least like from what I know, that's the only thing that you can only like point out and say like, oh, this is gay people, this is a documentary about gay people. And then I don't think I ever seen like a normal person in Queer as Folks, like a normal like day-to-day person, you know. They were all like every single character had some kind of drama or drug abuse or whatever. The only things that I really like about that series was the romance, which was really nice because I'm a very romantic person, I guess. So, and yeah, so that's why I liked it. What was I already forgot what I was talking about. Anyway, so that was the first point of media, and then when I found like the Thai BLs that started coming out, and the Asian BLs that started that actually now I get it. So this is like Queer as Folk. That's like my first introduction to gay stuff, you know, like proper introduction, like proper, like into the world of gay stuff. But I did not identify with any of it. So when my friends started talking about Yuri and stuff, and then I searched and I found Yaoi, and then I found stuff like Classmates that was like really sweet, really humble, not humble, like very sweet, very normal, very real. That's when I thought like, oh, okay, this is what I want. This is what I want to be represented as. Like, I don't care that it's like made by woman for woman, but this is like literally, this is like what I feel more comfortable with. Like, this is me. Like, this is, I feel for once, I felt represented, and for once I read a boy on boy romance story that did not include drugs, did not include abuse, did not include uh, anything bad, you know. Like it was just a happy thing. Of course you got like the thing of like, oh, we're gay, and I don't know how people are gonna think about it, but that's normal, you know. But apart from that, they don't have like, it was like fluffy and it was cute and it was like normal, and these people were like just like people like you and me, like normal people. They just happen to be gay, you know. So that's the reason why I hooked myself more into this stuff than into the Western stuff. And nowadays I keep on talking now that BL, not with BL, with Thai BLs and stuff like that, people keep complaining like, oh, we should talk about the politics and the stuff. Like, oh, they should talk about this and this and this. Like, no, I said no, do not talk about that. I do not want to see a new series that talk about stuff like that because I don't want to be represented like that. I don't want to like those things do those exist. If you want to see those things, then go watch Queer as Folk. Like, go watch all these Western gay series that they always talk about how people want to kill themselves because they're gay. But if you like, at least give us like our. I'm happy with what I have right now. Like the series that we have right now, I'm really happy with because they are normal people. They are not like how straight people back then looked at us. Now it's like this, thanks to this series, literally thanks to things like Sotos or Together or stuff like that, the series, thanks to that series that now compared to before, now grown-ups or older people are seeing the gay community with a more of like normal eye. Because if I wanted to show my mom, like tell my mom, I like gays, like gays, like, mom, I want to, I'm gay, I like guys. If I tell my mom that, and then the only thing that she has no knowledge or recollection or nothing, doesn't know anything about gay culture. So she goes through to she goes to Google and sees for herself like, oh, so my son is gay. I want to learn more about him. So what do I do? My mom loves to watch dramas. Okay, fine. I'll watch a drama about gay people. And then the first thing that she sees is Queer as Folks. What do you think she's gonna think? She's gonna obviously think that I'm a drug addict. I want to dress like a woman. Like, I hook up with every single guy I know. Or I go like all this stuff. Like, I wanna kill myself and stuff like that. Like, I with like, they're not really true, but they're not really true. Okay, but those things paint a story of queer culture to people who don't know anything about queer culture and think like that's the problem with gay people, that every single gay person is like that. So if I had to show my mom something for her to like get familiar to the gay culture, I would rather make her watch Together, from GMMTV. Together, I would tell her, watch Together, it's very good. I wouldn't tell her to go watch Queer as Folk. That's what I mean. It's thanks to BLs from Asia that now people who are gay are more accepted in the community than things like Queer as Folk. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know. I guess if you're not deeply in the community, you wouldn't really understand. And I'm talking about like gay community and the BL community. If you are not deep into it, then you wouldn't understand what I'm talking about. But I'm really happy with how we have BL and Yaoi now compared to how we had it when I was growing up. Because literally, Queer as Folk was my only like guide of how to be an adult. Like, if I wanted to be with guys, I had to do this. And thankfully, I was chicken and I didn't do the drugs, but I did do the rest. So growing up, I don't do it anymore. I'm too old for that. But thankfully now we have this series that for the younger people who are actually like seeing themselves and finding themselves and realizing stuff about their body and stuff like that. Now we have series like that like they're more connected, I guess. They can connect themselves with more that doesn't actually paint the community as something bad. It just shows them as something normal and like love is love. Like it doesn't matter if you're a guy, I still love you anyway. Like proper like a proper upbringing. They can grow up to be them. They don't have to be queer as well. That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, so the point is that's my introduction of BL. Maybe if you have any questions or you want to like say something about it, to me, like you wanna fight with me or whatever about it, with whatever I say, you can write it down. I'll probably ignore it if it's bad, but I'll probably reply it if it's not too many stuff. I'll probably get no comments anyway. So yeah, write down and tell me. I'll reply if I can. and that's my story with BL. That's how it started, and that's how we're still watching it now. um, because that's what I like. I like watching BL because it's so sweet. It's good, and I'm happy with any woman who watches BL as well. I do not believe in um this bullying of women who like reading and collecting BL, because that's garbage. Like, why would you bully someone for something they like? Like, they don't did that. Just because they like reading yaoi doesn't mean they're fetishizing yaoi. People are allowed to like it. It's not like anyway. Take it from a guy's perspective. Me as a guy who reads yaoi and is in the community, you can, and if you're a woman, you can do whatever you want. Just read yaoi, collect it, be happy about it. Anyway, so the main point of the video was for me to. It's a real. I can see my recording stuff is already in 1 hour. I'm gonna probably make it shorter anyway. So my point of this video was to go one by one on the things that I can see online, because there's a lot of yaoi, but I mean BL, but I don't have everything. I only found the list of BL that came from 2000 to now. So I'm gonna go to that list. I'm gonna go one by one. I'm gonna write down the things that stand out for me, and then I'll make a list of my top 10 or my top 5. I don't know how many we'll have, but and then I'm gonna have my top 10, and then at the very end I'll show you my top whatever recommendations of PL that you must watch in just this lifetime, I guess. And yeah, so let's start now. And that's it for today. Sorry, I just realized that this video goes on for like 4.5 hours and I have to edit them. So instead of giving you 4 hours, I'll just cut it into 2 or 3 parts, most likely 2 parts. So yeah, that's it for today, and not tomorrow, but next week I'll post a video with my top 10 recommendations. Um, while I was editing this video, I realized there are things that I wanted to talk about that I didn't talk about because I didn't remember, but that's fine. You get the point. So anyway, so please like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you like to, and I subscribe to my no follow me on my social media. And yeah, I'll see you next week with my last part or my second to last part. I don't know yet. So anyway, thank you. Bye bye.